Alrighty then, hello and welcome. This is Modern Magic for the Modern Man, round 3 in this competitive league. We're playing blue-black turns. How's that sound? It sounds pretty good to me. Oh, buddy. So we're on to play. And I almost want to say unfortunately, because this is a heck of a hand here. I just don't think I can keep this. If one of these exhaustions or the fatal push was a land, I'd probably be all over it. But it's a 6-card hand already. And it really doesn't have a lot of what I need. What I need is a Howling Mine and some lands. I need 2 different things to make this hand good. So, since I'm only drawing 1 card a turn, I'm going to mulligan. So this is more along the lines of what I need. It sucks to have Ink Moth in your hand. I don't like both of these turn spells, but I can drop an early Howling Mine and try to get ahead. We'll do that. I'm going to keep the Island on the tippy toppy. And I'm just going to tap this guy in. Confuse my opponent. Get in their head. Check out this card. Check out this weird land. What does it do? Uh-oh. You might be in trouble. So this might be a combo matchup, like a ad nauseum type of deal. So if that's the case, I'm going to throw this Howling Mine on the ground right now. Yes, drawing extra cards benefits my opponent, but if I want to get ahead of my opponent, then I need to start drawing extra cards too. White bordered 7th edition Howling Mine. You can get this in a foil on Magic Online, but it's like $12. Whereas Howling Mine's like $1. Come on, man. Nobody wants that. Last turn with their scry, they did put a card on the bottom. A plain old Plains for my opponent. This might be a blue-white control deck with just playing Temple of Enlightenment. I might need to trade a little more lightly here. Yeah, I think I was wrong with my previous assessment. This is a blue-white control list. So, I've got all kinds of turn spells, not enough lands to play them. Was this Gideon? Ooh, the old Detention Sphere. I'll let it happen. So, it kind of sucks. My opponent gets to draw more cards off my Howling Mine than I do. But that's okay. Gigadrowse is an okay draw. I wish I had a land instead. I wish I was drawing 2 cards. I suppose I could have attacked with Inkmoth Nexus. But I feel like leaving up mana sounds cooler. They're going to Spreading Seas my stuff. So this blue-white control player is a little different than the last one we played. It seems like he's more willing to tap out for stuff. Another Snapcaster Mage, A. Well, at least this is an island now, so that helps out my Gigadrowse. The old Wall of Omens. So, I was kind of thinking about flashing in Snapcaster Mage at the end of my turn, but now that seems like a terrible idea. I'm just going to go ahead and Gigadrowse and hope to get something out of it. And again, I'm tapping them down. Oh, wow. I'm tapping them down on their main phase. So if they do float some mana, then I can, move to their end step and really get the job done. But I've got nothing else. Okay, I will play Temporal Mastery. I don't believe I get anything out of it other than I get to draw another card. Man, I wish I still had my Howling Line, though. Yeah, I'll cast it. I really want to play a Snapcaster Mage, hoping that they will path it. Yeah, I'm not even going to bother with the Giga Drowse. Just leave it there. Need to stop doing that. The old Gijin Jura. It's going to make me turn my guy sideways at him. Oh, there's an island. About time you showed up. So I'm going to go ahead and throw an exhaustion at my opponent. I have to attack him, right? Yeah. So I will. My opponent will surely block. So here, a Cryptic Command to get back my Howling Mine would be fantastic. Looks like I might get Tech Edged. Alright. I'm going to snap this buddy back here. If you want your Gideon, you can pick him back up and play him again. Or you can counter it. That would be delightful. Because that'll increase the chances I can Cryptic this back. Yeah, you can Mana Leak that all you want. I don't mind. You got it. Serum Vision's not great. Yeah, there's really no point to drawing either of these. I think I'll just go ahead and snap back the Serum Visions. Maybe that's the wrong choice of words since I've got Snapback in my graveyard. I will flashback Serum Visions. How about that? Wowee. None of these are really what I want to see. No reason to attack. Yeah, getting Tech Edged here would be huge. I really can't handle it. Being set back that far on my lands, that's going to be real bad shape. Put me in real bad shape. It's the old Supreme Verdict trick. So I'm sure Gijin's going to turn into a big old 6/6 and bash away. I could tap him down, but I see no reason. Sunken Hollow's a card. Surely this will be countered. We're thinking about it. Probably Logic Knot. Yeah. Wow. Oh. Jeez. No. I'm not going to pay 6. I don't think I've ever seen anybody do that. Over delve for the Logic Knot. Who knows? I could have 6 Simian Spirit Guides. Could be in trouble there. The old Celestial Colonnade for the win. I like how aggressively my opponent's playing. I might be able to leverage that to my advantage next game. Oh wow, they're going to let me survive. How nice of them. Thinking back, it's probably a better idea to tap the Colonnade because the 2 damage doesn't really matter. And that'll leave him with an extra land. What did he just play this? Oh wow, look at that. My opponent probably didn't mind at all that I started off with that. The old Flooded Strand trick. I'll go ahead and get a Watery Grave tapped. So, I'm out of cards, I'm out of turns. I don't think Remand's going to do it. I think that's all she wrote. Alright, so blue-white blue-white control is not a good matchup because of their density of counterspells. It does make it challenging. And so I would have been in great shape if my Howling Mine had not been Detention Sphered, right? So that's something to think about. It kind of makes me want Commandeer, but yeah, I just don't know. I'm going to put that in the maybe pile. I definitely want Tasigur. If I can land an early Tasigur, man, am I in good shape. I like the Counter Squalls. I like the Thought Seizes. I like the Dispels. Collective Brutality sounds pretty good too. But I think let me think. I think the Thought Seize is a little bit better because I want to be able to strip their counter interaction, but I also want to be able to strip their Planeswalkers and their real win conditions. So, something to look at. Exhaustion is not fantastic. Fatal Push is not even close. So, Giga Drowse, especially on the play, is huge. Sensor's not that great. Snapback is not that great. Is there anything else I want to cut? I'm thinking about trying Commandeer. Yeah, I'm going to do Commandeer. Put it in that pile. And I'm going to cut a turn spell. So I usually don't like to cut Temporal Mastery against these grindy types of matchups. But I feel like it's warranted here. My opponent is playing extremely aggressively. Like, my opponent was so willing to tap out to play Gideon that a Commandeer in that situation would have been a flat blowout. So I think this is an okay way to go about this. Yeah, I'll play first. Again, we're looking at a hand that really doesn't have all the goods. I actually love this hand. We'll get a redraw with a remand, and I can turn 1 Thoughtseize. They kept 7. I'll keep this many. I'm going to put that on the bottom. Again, we've got everything we need. We just need draw spells. We just need Howling Mines. I see no reason to turn 1 Thoughtseize. Yeah, it cost me 5 life to turn 1 Thoughtseize. And that really isn't a big deal. The big deal is I don't expect my opponent to play anything on turn 1. Or even turn 2 or 3 for that matter that I feel like I need to take. Alright, so my thought was with the Fetid Pools, if I drew a land, I would hang on to it. So, in that case, I'm going to hang on to it. I'm going to go ahead and Scalding Tarn and hold up Remand. So, any sort of thing that they play this turn, Besides maybe Serum Visions, I'll remand. Like Wall of Omens will get hit with a remand. I'm just going to fetch up an island. Again, I want a few Tech Edge and Spreading Seas targets as possible. So at the end of my opponent's turn here, if they don't do anything, it's highly likely that I'm going to cycle the Fetid Pools. Is that even how you pronounce that? I don't even know. Serum Visions can stay. I do want to get some value off this remand. See, he puts a card on top and another card on top of that. There's a land. Inkmoth Nexus. Alright, so now we're going to go to town here. I'm going to Thoughtseize. My opponent's going to negate. I think I'm okay with that. Because next turn I can play this Inkmoth Nexus. And then I can play Dictate of Kruphix and hold up Remand. Yeah, so that looks good to me. And shoot, if they tap out here, I'll just play Dictate on my upkeep. I don't really feel the need to start going off this turn. And then I can hold up a Remand for any sort of Detention Sphere or anything like that. Alright, so my opponent has drawn all the cards that they sorted on top, and again they go top. Very interesting. It seems like my opponent's prioritizing something and they're finding it. Alright, so backup Dictate. Sounds good. So if I play a Dictate and I remand or whatever, and it doesn't happen, I can deploy another one immediately. Tech Edge is pretty frightening. Looks like they're not in a big hurry to tap it either. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and hit this with the remand. So again, my opponent being very aggressive, striking first. They're holding up 2 mana. If they're going to counter this, that's fine. Like I said, I've got a backup. I very well could get hit with Tech Edge here. And that would be bad. But hopefully drawing 2 cards a turn, I can catch back up in the land race. Yep. Mana leak coming in. No thank you. At my upkeep, I'm just going to play this again. And for the sake of diversity, I'm going to play this Howling Mine. So at this point, I don't really care, right? In my head on mana, I've got 6. My opponent has 5. So I played a land every turn, and I'm pretty good. I'm in pretty good shape compared to my opponent. Especially if they decide to Tech Edge. I expect them to replay Gideon. I don't care about Gideon at all. Second Tech Edge is kind of annoying. So here's the D-Sphere. I wonder if they've got 2 of them. That would be kind of funny. Yep. Ooh, interesting. Blue to Delta is good. Mikokoro is also cool. I'm gonna play that. I think I'm behind here. My opponent has 6 cards. They're about to go up to 8. And they're starting to back off a little bit. They're holding up a lot of mana. The old Spell Queller. So we saw that out of the sideboard against my last blue-white opponent. I personally love Spell Queller. I think that's a fantastic Magic card. So Gideon is going to try me here. Yup. Yeah, that's fine, opponent. I'm going to go ahead and try to play this other Dictate. If my opponent has any sense, they'll counter it. It's actually probably a better strategy to wait and counter the payoff spell, right? Yeah, so they tapped out. Right, I've got them in my hands. I got them right where I want them. Hopefully they don't change their mind. They might actually counter and bounce, which would be fairly interesting. Yeah, sure enough. Let's draw another card, my friend. Ooh, Giga Trowels. Oh, mama. Yeah, sounds good. Tasigur. Oh, man. Man, that is hot fire. Oh, man. Let's do it. Alright, ball's in your court, boss man. Let's see, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 mana. They've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 colored mana. So I'm not even going to tap them down. I'm just going to hold up Tasigur activation at the end of their turn. I'm not worried about getting attacking into me. I can block now. And my opponent should have boarded out their removal if they know what's good for them anyways. Taking a big 2, I don't care. As long as it's not 20. Yeah, Jace is kind of crappy. I kind of don't like Jace. I'll give you 2 Glacial Fortresses. Oh, man. My opponent takes the Mana Leak. Darn, should have known. Yeah, I'm going to activate Tasigur. Serum Visions and a Remand. Looks like I'm getting a Serum Visions, boys and girls. In that case, I'll go ahead and crack this fetch. Another Giga Drowse. And an island. I'm going to bottom both of these. I don't really feel the need to keep them around. So I'm going to go ahead and try to tap my opponent down at their upkeep. I have 4, 5, 6 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah. Five replications, please. Yep. Opponent playing different lands. Good for them. Deep in thought here. Deep in thought. So if my opponent drops the land here, I can still tap it down on my turn with the Gigadrowse and start taking extra turns. Until your next turn. So yeah, taking extra turns doesn't actually bump up this guy at all. Yeah, take Elspeth. I don't care. Alright, takes the Wall of Omens and the Serum Visions. Interesting. Ooh! So this, my friends, is what I call the jackpot. Oh, and they left Spellqueller untapped. Very cool. Wall of Omens. Serum Visions hit the bin. Well, that was worth it, wasn't it, opponent? Scalding Tarn. Misty Rainforest. We're going to go ahead and play the fetch game. Get an island. I guess we part the Water Veil, don't we? Yeah, I'm just going to attack my opponent. They take it. Serum Visions. And a Watery Grave. So not the stuff that wins me the game. I do have a part of the Water Veil in the graveyard. Interesting. Cast Exhaustion on my opponent. So yeah, I should have thought about this. I'm going to attack Gideon now. I wish I had attacked him last turn. But now he's going to have to block. Oh, crap. I forgot about Tech Edge being a thing. Yeah, I'll take my beats there, my friend. But at the very least, they're under exhaustion and they don't get to untap. Which is nice. Of course. Oh, man, another tap land for my opponent. Good job. Scrying 1. Put a card on the bottom. I've also got a clock advantage so far this game. Preventing damage. Probably a good idea. Opponent's getting frisky. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and flip over to Snapcaster Mage. More than happy to do that. Heck, they might even give it back to me. I don't know what my opponent gives me in this situation. Maybe Remand? Because they figure they're already tapped out. What does a Remand matter? I like Serum Visions. I am not going to lie. I'll go ahead and fetch another land. No skin off my back, for real. Opponent discards a Flooded Strand. There's a Time Warp. And a Dictate. So I'm going to go ahead and Serum Visions. I'm really running low on cards. Should have thought about that. And I'm going to play this other... no, I should play Dictate. Another turn spell. Exhaustion's cool. Part the Water Veil is even better. Alright. I'm just going to awaken on that. Part the Water Veil was just what the doctor ordered. Attack my opponent. Yeah, I don't think there's much left for my opponent to do. I think we've all got it cinched up. Unless they're playing a card like Snapback. Alright, drew another turn spell. It's always good. See if my opponent just concedes in response to this. Nope, they want to play it out. Attack my opponent. Yep. And we got there. Again, we were able to effectively take advantage of my opponent being so aggressive. I don't know if they've learned their lesson, if they're going to step back a little bit, but it really makes me want to consider Censor, boarding Censor back in. I think that would be good. Yeah. And the last time I played this blue-white deck, I believe I boarded out both of my exhaustions. And again, just their playstyle, I have to keep an extra one in. Not a lot I want to cut for it, though. Being on the draw, Giga Drouse is measurably worse. Let's try it. I still want a lot of Giga Drouse, but... Let's see what we can get here. So we're still good on clock advantage. Ay. Yeah, I can't keep this hand. This hand looks a lot like the one I had started out with last game. I'll keep it, yeah. Dictative Kruphix. That's what I need. What the doctor's been ordering this whole time. Scryed to the bottom. Interesting. What do I do here? Do I go ahead and Serum Visions? I think I can get away with that. Yeah, so I'm going to put the Part the Water Veil on the bottom and the Serum Visions on the top. Not worried about that card being on the bottom. I will get to shuffle with the Scalding Tarn. It is something you got to think about with this deck. When your combo is 10 cards, right, that you just need to draw in order, you really got to actually put some thought into what you're putting on the bottom. So I'm going to offer my opponent the chance to counter this. So I'm appearing weak by playing an island and then Serum Visions. And as you noticed, they did think about it. I'm fairly certain that's what was going on there. I don't think I need another one of these. And again, I'm just going to give the appearance of weakness by tapping that in. What I'm looking for here is a counter spell. Counter Squall, Remand, something like that. A 2-mana counter spell or dispel that I can hold up for when I want to play Dictative Kruphix. I've got the 5 mana necessary for that. Okay, Howling Mine is an awesome draw. I'm going to keep both of these cards, actually. The question is, what order do I want them in? I think Censor being on top is fine. Because if I need this exhaustion in a pinch, like if I can convince them to tap out next turn, I can draw into the exhaustion with the Censor. I think that's going to work out. I'm sort of tempted to play Howling Mine, but I don't think I should. Because if I run it into a counter spell, I'm kind of leaving myself out to dry. Especially if I can't ever get a Dictate down. Alright, they went top with their Serum Vision. So I'm going to hold up the Censor. If my opponent does nothing, I'm going to cycle it and then fetch. Gideon of the Trials. Interesting. Yeah, I'm going to let it resolve, and then I'm going to try to resolve Dictative Kruphix on my turn with the Censor. I wonder if they go for Emblem this time. Let me put some thought into this. If I Dictative Kruphix now and it's countered, I can follow up with Howling Mine plus Exhaustion next turn. I think that's good to go. I think that's a good way to do this. Let me move to end step here. So my opponent and I are about tied on time. I need to start working just a little bit faster. Alright, we're drawing out the counterspell. Nope. Fetch out the island, play the island, exhaustion. And then Howling Mine. So that's what makes this deck kind of a puzzle against control decks, is that you've got to trick your opponent into letting you play a Howling Mine. That's the whole key. And now check this out. Against my opponent next turn, if I come up with nothing, I'll have a Cryptic Command and a Censor as backup. Taking insignificant damage here. I'm very surprised my opponent is just not prioritizing plussing. 3, 4, 5. I'm going to go ahead and cast Part the Water Veil. If my opponent has Spell Pierce or something, oh well. I tried. Snapcaster Mage, Cryptic Command. So now I can snap Exhaustion. And here also, I'm really curious as to whether my opponent goes ahead and attacks with Gideon again, or just pluses on Snapcaster Mage. The best play is to plus with Gideon, because it makes me do nothing with my Snapcaster Mage. You zero Gideon, you attack, yeah, you get some damage in, but I'm just going to attack back. Maybe they have a land and a Wall of Omens. But you've made it a requirement. For me to win this game, I have to get this Planeswalker off the table. So, yeah. I'm going to go ahead and cycle this, since my opponent played a tap land. Another turn spell. So I'll go ahead and do my due diligence and get this Gideon off the table. Counter Squall is a good draw. I need to start drawing some lands. So path here's, I'm cool with it. Because I just said I need to draw some lands. My opponent's going to be kind enough to give me one for free. 6, 7, 8. So next turn, if I draw a land here, I can part the Water Veil. Did not draw a land, sadly. I don't want to burn this part the Water Veil when I'm just loaded with Cryptic Commands and Giga Drowse. So my opponent has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 lands. I'll just Giga Drowse them. I'll see if they'll play something. Yeah, I'll take the damage. I don't care. So they didn't even play a land. So I need to be real careful and actually take my time here and click on the correct lands. I've messed this up before. So I haven't drawn a land in 4 cards drawn, so I'm very much expecting to draw one this go around. I have a lot more lands to draw. My opponent may be considering bouncing my Howling Mine in response, which would be a good play. Another play that I didn't want to make because I kind of wanted my opponent to use their mana is to tap my Howling Mine with the Giga Drowse at their upkeep. That has the cool effect of, because this doesn't work if it's tapped. So old school artifacts and Magic were broken if they were tapped. My opponent has more. Might be cycling a Remand. Oh, think twice. So they're going to draw. They're going to use all their mana efficiently, which is correct. Okay. So now it doesn't matter what I target with the Giga Drowse. I can't target the emblem. Technically, emblems are in the command zone or something. I don't know. Rules. So Giga Drowse did what I wanted it to do. My opponent's tapped out. I didn't draw a land. How crazy is that? I'm still going to take an extra turn. So that I can play Howling Mine. So, again, 2 Temporal Masteries down. I'm sorry, part the water veils down. I need to draw another one to really get back in this. Or Tasigur. Or Tasigur. This is why we play cards. So that we can draw them. I guess I go ahead and Dictative Kruphix here. Do I want to Cryptic Command anything? I don't think so. I can start crypticing lands. Oh, why did I think I got an extra turn? What did I just do? I just totally screwed the pooch on that one. Oh man, what a mistake. Yeah, Tasigur is going to get pathed here. I'm going to try to counter it. I don't see that doing anything. I may have lost the game by playing the way I just did. The pain, the agony. Oh, there's a negate. Yeah, I'll take my land. What's happening, puppy dog? Opponent's going to make a 4/4, so I'm dead to the 4/4 next turn. I'm also dead to Celestial Colonnade, which is not insignificant. I think I Giga Drowse here. I don't really know what to do. Didn't I play part the Water Veil? I don't know. That whole entire last turn just completely disappeared from my memory. I might need to go see a doctor. Snapcaster Mage, Watery Grave, Howling Mine. So, Watery Grave comes into play so that I can Cryptic Command any sort of counter spell that comes after my Time Warp. I know they've got one. Oh, man. Yeah. Punished. Oh, Thoughtseize. How useful are you? Oh, my goodness. I'm just going to go ahead and attack Gideon to save the clicks. Save the clicks. I better take an extra turn. There's an Inkmoth Nexus. And a Serum Visions. I didn't draw a land or a turn spell. Oh boy. Oh boy. Six, 7, 8, 9, 10. I'm gonna Giga Drowse for a lot at their upkeep. So I could have my Snapcaster Mage pathed here, which is really going to bother me. But that's the game I'm deciding to play today. Luckily, all their lands are nice and spaced out, so I can target them one at a time with Gigadrowse. Alright. Give it away, opponent. Take it away. So I hit yield until end of turn to give them the clock to really let them chew on this Gigadrowse. I still want to cycle this Fetid Pools at the end of their turn. I don't actually have enough cards in my deck to support a Snapcaster beatdown win. So I'm highly reliant on Snapcaster Mage for the win here. Looks like they're going to Cryptic Command something. Okay, maybe this is a Sphinx's Revelation? I don't actually know, but I'm happy for them to use this much clock. It could also be that they're just floating their mana in response, like a good Magic player should. Really, if I can just keep drawing cards to hold them up at on their turn, I might be able to force a win through the clock. I actually don't know. This has been a rough match. Okay, they're gonna counter the Gigadrowse targeting that Celestial Colonnade. Okay. That's probably a good play. I do have an Inkmoth Nexus. They could just attack and then before blocks path the Inkmoth. Yep, my opponent, it seems like, gamed me real good on that one. Uh-oh. Yeah, they've already played 2 Path to Exiles, but they've drawn almost half their deck. I'm very likely going to lose right here, right now to this. Uh-oh, they're going to let me block. Now they've got 2 mana up. How about that? Remand, Scalding Tarn, and Time Warp. So I'm going to start using my Cryptic Commands here. Part the Water Veil. That is exactly what the doctor ordered. Thoughtseize is going down. Play a land. Now I've got Remand in my back pocket. Boy, did Inkmoth Nexus save my life right there. Holy crap. Moving to combat. Oh, wow. That was that was quite the marathon of a game. I'm actually exhausted after that. I haven't been challenged that hard in quite some time. So yeah, the control matchups. I'm gonna be honest and say they're not great, but really what they are is they are a test of skill. You have to posture, and you have to fight, and you have to really be tight. You have to be so tight with getting down your howling mines. If you can't get down a howling mine, you can't win the game. And we saw that in game one, where they were able to detention sphere my stuff, and I wasn't able to ever come back from it. When this deck is top decking, you are losing absolutely. When you're playing turn spells and you're not getting any advantage from it, when it's just 5, 6, 7 mana draw a card, you're going to lose the game. So that was a great match to watch. Very hard fought. I don't know what happened after I played that Tasigur. My mind, I guess, just went blank. I don't have a clue. So thank you again for watching. We'll be back for round 4, and you stay classy. Stay classy out there. Don't get in any trouble.